are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
You can call me stupid. Yes, you can call me sheep. You can say I'm lazy.
The Esports Broadcasting Network proudly presents Championship Truck Racing, brought to you by the Western States Racing League. Season number 45, hitting ready to kick off. Joey Trapasso up in the booth, joined with me by Mr. Byron Rodney and Mr. Ben Bruno. Gentlemen, welcome to season 45.
Season
the longest
45.
The longest running league in iRacing.
Let me tell you, it might have been the longest month and a half off that I've had so far since joining you guys. I'm excited to be back.
Absolutely, and speaking of names that are back, defending series champion Bentley Glazer currently sitting atop the pile in the hot lap session. It's getting ready to wind on down here. Quite a few new names, quite a few old names, quite a few familiar names to the ESPN family of broadcasts.
Yeah, quite a few names, period, man. We have got a bundle, a big gaggle of drivers in these trucks. They're going to take the track here at Kansas Motor Speedway, mile and a half, D-shaped oval, multiple groove racing. I look for some great side-by-side happening here tonight.
And you're absolutely right on that, Byron. Jeff Hollingsworth nipping on the heels of his teammate and friend Bentley Glazer so far in practice, nearly a whole tenth of a second faster than the rest of the field. And then the familiar number 4 of Brian Barnes rocking that popsicle truck. There's going to be action all over. Bob Beltrami sitting 5th in practice right now. Lots of star-studded names up front so far in practice.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the biggest thing to keep in mind, since the last time these guys hit the track, it's a brand new tire package and a brand new aero package and a brand new damage package. So something to be mindful of, those 3 things for these guys tonight, especially considering this track is notorious for burning the right front off the truck, and they've only got 4 total sets of tires to get them through the evening.
Yeah, but we're only going to be doing 107 laps around here, so I believe 4 total sets of tires are going to do it. We're going with a full load of fuel, a full tank of Go Fast in these things, and these guys, it's going to be tire management. What groove are you going to want to run? The high side to keep that momentum and save that right front, or are you going to want to go catfish and take the short way around to get everything you can get when your tires are fresh? We're just going to have to see where it all falls down. And don't forget the great equalizer to caution. That'll throw your strategy, and that's why the guys on the top of the pit box get paid the big bucks.
And we're going to see exactly what the best way to do that is. And qualifying is going to be extremely important in deciding what kind of strategy you're going to use early on. Want to get the good track position early on, be able to maintain the pace in the race that you want, have a bad qualifying effort, and you're going to be looking opposite of that.
Yeah, Kansas is a tough place to pass at times, especially, Tony, when those tires get a little bit worn.
Well, it's a good thing we're at Kentucky then.
Well, yeah, sorry. Okay, so I had a brain fart. Fire me.
But you are absolutely right. This track can become very difficult at times to try to make that maneuver. And the one thing I've been noticing is the multiple lines that these guys have been running. A lot of guys running the low line through 1 and 2, and that middle to upper line through 3 and 4. That seems to be where everybody's carrying the best speed as qualifying, getting ready to head underway. And Earl Weaver in the Dreamweaver number 46 going to be the first one to roll it off.
Wayne Hutchison and the 29 truck rolling out, always a lot of fun to watch him. Rob Gall getting ready to come out for his first lap, as well as the 53 truck and Carl Burke.
Yeah, 2 laps to get it done. You got your out lap when you get off a pit lane exit. And you got to get that thing up to speed. You want to have it dialed into the lane that you want, but you got to be kind of careful with it. You know, you got fresh tires, yes. You got cold tires. That's another thing. And a new tire package, a new aero package, these guys are going to be feeling their way around.
And speaking of 2 laps to get it done, the world's fastest hippie, Scott Caucus, in the 85 tie-dye machine, not having a good outlap as he got it completely wrong coming through 4 and had to reset into the pits. Charles Woods out on track in the United States Postal Service number 20 on his first flyer. Sharp looking Chevy Silverado as he's coming down, and that puts him on the board. Ryan Patty going to the top of the pile on his first lap. So good lap for the 30. First one to go sub 31.
And a couple of newcomers laying down a couple of laps. Brian Border with a 31.9. Earl McCulligan 31.7. And now we're starting to see some of these more familiar names. Jackson Bell 30.801 to take quick time. Ryan Patty his second lap even faster, 30.766. And Bentley Glazer to the top with a 30.703.
Yeah, at 37.03, that was on his first lap, and it seems that they turned that second lap a little bit faster. It'd be interesting to see what Bentley Glazer lays down the second time across the checkers.
Well, the thing to consider, too, is the track temperature has dropped 40 degrees since the practice session started, and, everybody is starting to pick up some speed in these trucks. There was only a handful of trucks that went sub 31 in the hot lap session, and right now we're looking at the top 12 all sub 31 seconds.
Yeah, Bentley Glazer, he came off of his second lap off of turn 4, got it real tight, almost to the wall, just aborted it and brought it pit side. But that 37.03 is still standing at the top of the board.
Yeah, but take a look at who's sitting in second quick. That's his teammate, Jeff Hollingsworth, in the United States Coast Guard number 97 Chevy Silverado. So I dare say that since Glazer has gotten hooked up with Hollingsworth and company, that's Hollingsworth and Paul Crumry, those two very seasoned veterans have helped the young gunner progress as far as his racecraft goes. He's had the speed. Now he's showing why he was champion last season.
Absolutely, and not to mention the caliber of the field that he's going up against every week. We saw it in and out every week last season with these guys. Kyle McCartney, like you said, Hollingsworth, Glazer, Rob Gall, Jackson Bell, all these guys, very tough, especially in some of these tracks that just play to some of their strengths a little bit more than, say, Bentley, but we're starting to see him become a really all-around, he's tactical in the cockpit.
Well, if Bentley Glazer is sitting there with Jeff Hollingsworth, he's sitting underneath Hollingsworth's learning tree. Trust me, Hollingsworth is a name that we here at ESPN are very familiar with across multiple leagues. And heck, I've been on the track with him God knows how many times and sat under his learning tree. Very methodical driver, very good teacher. Bentley Glazer is picking up those lessons and putting them to use, taking that top spot. We'll have to see how the race progresses.
Yeah, absolutely. As we've seen Glazer do in the past, he has burned off his tires early on in a run, whereas Hollingsworth's one of those methodical drivers that he'll conserve his equipment, especially at a place like Kentucky. Hollingsworth is one of the best that you can learn from as far as conserving your equipment until it's go time. And trust me, he knows when it's go time.
Yeah, the other thing. Go ahead, Byron.
No, I was going to say he knows when to push the scramble button. Go ahead, Ben.
It's we saw him run into a little bit of a luck problem towards the end of last season, so we're really going to be hoping to have the luck back on Jeff Hollingsworth's side as a couple of unfortunate events there. I'd say 3 or 4 of the last 6 races of last season, he's going to look to get a good start here with this good qualifying effort here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. As the 99 Mobil 1 Toyota Tundra of Barry Phil making his way out on track right now to take the green flag as he's working his way through the 3-4 complex right now. And sideways goes the 99.
Yep, that's that cold tire issue I was talking about. You may have fresh rubber. You think you got the traction. But with this new tire package that we've got, cold tires, they can be quite the detriment, as you just saw.
Absolutely, as the Nuclear Banana, number 2 of Ron Hollyfield, making his way out on track. Beautifully prepared Chevy Silverado for the deuce as he comes under the green flag to start his first flyer. Hollyfield, usually not known as a rocket qualifier, but when it comes race time, one of the toughest competitors out on track.
Yeah, he'll take a 5-foot, a truck that's 6 feet wide and make it feel 15 feet wide. Trust me, I know. I've raced behind him enough times.
And a couple of other guys that we could always count on to see up here at the front in qualifying or towards the end of a race. Kyle McCartney in that 18 truck, Jeff Schmeier in the 22 still have not taken times, as well as the 4 of Brian Barnes, who is out on the track right now.
Yeah, Barnes on his first flyer right now, trying to make it happen as carrying some decent speed, too, is the number 4. First lap for Barnes, 31.2. That's going to put him 21st quick as Hollyfield comes down for his second lap. And 31.3, so not an improvement spot-wise for the number 2, as the number 4 having major connection issues. Wow, that's a 4-digit ping.
A little bit of trivia for you there, Tony. You called the number 2, the beautiful Pennzoil paint job on Ron Hollyfield's car, the Nuclear Banana. Trivia! Who was the Nuclear Banana and where did he come from?
Jerry Currian from Oswego, New York, because he worked at the Fitzpatrick Nuclear Power Plant and raced a super modified.
Okay, let's go to a world of drag racing. Late 80s, Eddie Hill.
Okay.
That's where I know the Nuclear Banana from.
See, I'm not a big drag racing guy.
And Schmeier goes 4th quick.
McCartney 25th as well with a 31.3 on his first lap. See if he can get one round up here for the second lap.
And I got to give Carl Burke in the 53 credit. He's one of the only ones I've seen tonight practice his green flag getting on and off of pit road. So the 53 putting in work, being as he's starting in the 8th starting position, as McCartney goes 9th quick on his second lap.
Jake Champion in the 15 Budweiser bringing it around the track, getting his first time across the start-finish line, his first time in. He is going to slot that with a 31.097, slots into the 23rd position. See if he can improve on that the second time around.
And I'm not sure if anybody else caught it, but Schmeier on a 4th qualifying run with 30.771. Maybe I was just sleeping, but I mean, like I said, we were waiting for that time, and there it is.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to put him 4th quick as Champion coming around for his second lap.
Whoa!
Wow!
Did he improve on that time or what? All the way to second up on the board.
47 thousandths of a second behind pole sitter Bentley Glazer. So breaking up that team's front row dominance. Champion thrown it second quick. So awesome qualifying lap for the driver of the number 15. As it looks like we're going to have 3 drivers not electing to take time. That's Keith Kelman, Eric Woods, and Jerry Stern. As field getting ready to grid on up here, we've got a packed house, folks. 33 drivers tonight. Starting up on the point, Bentley Glazer. He's going to be joined with the 15 of Jake Champion. Jeff Hollingsworth and Ryan Patty going to roll off in row number 2. Row 3 sees Jeff Schmeier and Rob Gall. Mark Redeker and Jackson Bell going to roll off in row number 4, with row 5 going to Carl Burke and Kyle McCartney. Byron?
Wayne Hutchinson's going to start from the 11th position. Paul Hoffman to his outside elbow in the outside of row 6 in the 12th position. Bob Beltrami is going to roll off 13th with Mike Aiello Jr. to his outside. Ryan Steele's going to roll off 15th with Paul Crumry taking the 16th starting spot, followed by David Wood starting 17th. Dennis Fuson is going to roll off 18th. Earl Weaver in the 46 machine is going to roll off 19th, with Russ Kilgore starting in the outside of row 10 in the 20th spot. Ben.
The 64, Rob Courtney, going to start off 21st. The 16 of David Weaver, 22nd. Brian Border, a newcomer to the series, 23rd. Charles Woods in the 40 truck, 24th. Brian Barnes in the 4, 25th. Ron Holyfield in the 2, 26th. Barry Phil in the 99, starting off 27th. Scott Kukas, 28th. Earl McCulligan, 29th. Dustin Burns, 30th. In the 3 guys that elected not to take a time, Keith Kelman, 31st. Eric Woods, 32nd. And Jerry Sterner going to round out the field in 33rd.
107 laps, the scheduled distance here tonight as the field starts to roll off behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. Keep in mind, folks, these guys have 4 total sets of tires. There's a set of tires that they made the qualifying laps on, which is the same set of tires they have to start the race on. Then they have 3 other sets that they can change onto throughout the night. 107 laps. Pit strategy is going to be paramount here tonight. As well as keeping the tire wear in check as the field works its way down the back straightaway. Lights are out. Glazer has the button. He has the 15 of Jake Champion starting with him. Welcome to season 45, ladies and gentlemen. The oldest active league in all of iRacing. These guys have been running 45 seasons across multiple sim platforms, and they have finally found a home in the iRacing platform. So as the field worked its way through the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to do is you're going to adjust the visor, pull the 5-point harnesses tighter one more time as the pace truck gets ready to make that hard left turn on the pit road. The only thing that's left to say is, race fans, it's showtime!
Bentley Glazer has the button. He hits the loud pedal. He says, "See you, boys. I'm out of here. Catch me if you can." Jake Champion tried to battle up on the outside, but Hollingsworth takes that second spot and moves on up as they start to single out as they hustle it off down towards the backstretch.
Bentley Glazer still out front in the 87. Hollingsworth second. Now we see Schmeier to the inside of the 15 of Jake Champion, not content to look at the tailgate. The 30 of Ryan Patty, though. Gonna take a look, maybe 3 wide heading in, no. The 15 of Jake Champion gonna hold off strong here to the 22 and the 30 of Ryan Patty.
Schmeier was attacking Champion, now has to defend against Patty as they haul it down the American Ethanol back straightaway here at the Kentucky Motor Speedway. Still side by side, that battle for 4th rages on between Patty and Schmeier. Meanwhile, Bentley Glazer with a 3-truck length lead over his teammate Jeff Hollingsworth, who is a 3-truck length lead over Jake Champion as the field working lap 3 already.
Yeah, I'm watching the 22 machine of Jeff Schmeier. He looks to be running that lower lane, the shorter way around the track, but that high side momentum early in the run seems to be the best friend for these guys. And just as I say that, here comes the 23, Jason Bell, trying to make that inside move, not quite doing it. See, that outside momentum just is talking real early tonight.
And we've seen quite a bit of that over last season with Jackson Bell pushing hard early on. See what that's going to do for some of these guys pushing a little harder. The 22, the 23 of Rob Gall, of Jackson Bell, the 31 of Rob Gall, the 18 of Kyle McCartney, all starting to break away from that pack that's forming up behind them.
And that's what this track really lends itself to, is the progressive banking. As Carl Burke starting to have some issues, got a big wow in that rear bumper, as here comes the 14 of Bob Beltrami trying to make his way up from a 14th current position. Heavy traffic in front of him.
Side by side as they hustle it down towards the backstretch. These guys are, already starting to throw haymakers, trying, as the tires are coming up to temperature, get the best they can out of this early on, as we see them starting to use multiple grooves. High lane, low lane, high lane. It's where you want to be, where your truck's going to perform the best in traffic and in the aero situation.
Just like you said, Byron, I mean, everybody's starting to take a peek to where they'd want to be on the racetrack up front. Still all the 87 of Bentley Glazer, but Hollingsworth using quite a different line than his friend, trying to see if he can get around him here. Jake Champion now under heavy pressure from the 30 of Ryan Patty as he took a look down to the inside. The 15's gonna take awareness of this and throw a block coming down to the flag.
As Jackson Bell and Jeff Schmeier throwing haymakers to each other for the number 5 spot. That's Bell on the inside, Schmeier on the high side, and Bell just wrestles it away from him off of 2.
Yeah, Bell just went into full send-it mode right there. But don't look now. He has got Jeff Schmeier all over the tailgate of that truck as he looked to make a crossover. Didn't quite have the move, but he was thinking crossover and slide job. Didn't quite happen.
Just behind him, Gall and McCartney shuffling it up as Rob Gall looking to stall his momentum. The 18 just too strong on the bottom, able to make his way around the 31 of Rob Gall.
Yeah, McCartney just full send-it mode going through 1 and 2. Gets the good run coming out of 2 and able to hold the spot going into turn 3. Gall going to have to regroup and use a little bit of drafting prowess going through the tri-oval, try to make that spot back up.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to the drivers pre-race, so I didn't get a good sense of how far we're going to go on a tank of Go Fast here. But we got a full 100% fuel load tonight, so I'm thinking probably 45 to 50 is maybe where we'll see a pit stop happen if they go for full long fuel.
Provided they don't call no moss on the tires before then, because the tires are going to wear out before a tank of Go Fast does.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the fall-off's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have really been kind of shuffling it up here in the top 5, really kind of putting pressure on each other. We've seen Patty and Champion going at it lap after lap. Jackson Bell had to be aggressive to get around Schmeier. Got to figure that some of these guys starting to settle in a bit as you see McCartney and Gall kind of single filed out here with a little distance between themselves.
With as close as Ryan Patty is running to Jake Champion right now, I got to think that that's got to be hurting his front end grip on his turn in. Definitely going to be hurting him later on in the run as finally wrestles that spot away from Champion. Just full send-it mode going through 1 and 2. Patty not screwing around.
I don't know if that was so much he took that spot away as Patty said, okay, go ahead and take it. Let me save my stuff as this run goes a little deeper on these tires. But I've been noticing when those trucks get nose to tail, the one in front, he can't quite hold that front grip aero-wise for some reason. And the truck gets to the inside, gets to that left quarter panel, and just takes the air right off him and moves him up the track.
You're absolutely right. As we see Jackson Bell was starting to go to work on Champion. Fell back a little bit now, but like you said, maybe just a little nod of the hat here, going to save some equipment up as these guys have been battling, as we see Schmeier and McCartney now on the tailgate of the 23 TRD truck.
Yeah, absolutely. As Jackson Bell trying to make some headway right now, still has a battle raging on behind him between Schmeier and McCartney. Those two have just been hammering tongs since the drop of the green. And, these guys just no quarter asked for, no quarter given.
Everything else relatively smooth sailing. Some guys that have went the wrong direction so far. Mark Rediker started 7th, back to 13th. Some big movers in ALO Junior, 14th to 9th. And Kyle McCartney from 10th to 6th. So far, only 14 laps into this one. Action all over the track thus far.
Yeah, 14 laps into a 107-lap run. We're counting them off quick, fast, and in a hurry. These guys know how to race around each other. They've been doing it forever. One of the oldest leagues. My hat's off to them. How many times have you seen 33 plus vehicles on a track and we've run this many laps and not even had, someone take it sideways or not? We got a lot of respect being given right here. I can't wait till we get to closing stages and we see what it's time to hit the scramble button, what goes down.
Well, the biggest thing is how many times have you seen 33 tracks or 33 drivers on a track that arguably not a lot of drivers like coming to. So it's very impressive that these guys have had this big of a turnout for the season opener of season 45.
You guys are absolutely right. The other aspect to all that fun is we see a truck getting slow on the track. That looked to be the 777 of McCooligan. He is way off the pace as the field is going to blow by him. But the other aspect of all this clean racing being everybody wants to get a good jump on the season points. And surprisingly, like you guys said, a lot of respect and not a whole lot of, real hard pushing early on this far, except for Jackson Bell now looking to the inside of the 15 of champion.
Yeah, Jackson Bell looking to the inside of champion. I was looking at the 777 of Earl McCulligan, the rookie in the field. He is completely cheese grated the right side of that Chevy Silverado, and he is doing nothing but holding up the guys behind him as he's got a lot of damage he's got to contend with right now.
Well, we talked about how this track could burn the right front off of the, on your tire, and it looks like he just did that way early as he is having all sorts of trouble holding that thing down into the corner. He's got no turn in right now, and that seems to be the problem as you see him drifting it up wide out towards that wall, just getting real tight. Everyone looking to get around him. He has been high, he has been low, and it's been interesting.
I think he cut a tire down. With as much as he's been into the safer barriers tonight, he has to have cut a sidewall down on that Chevy Silverado. That's the only way I can explain the amount of just wowness and uncontrollability that he's experiencing right now, as the battle has seemed to level out in the top 10 right now, as we've got about a truck length and a half separating each driver in the top 10 right now, top 3, and then a little bit of distance back to Jax Bell. Then you're about a truck length and a half back. As Bob Beltrami in the 14 working right now. That's Carl Burke, Wayne Hutchinson, and Dennis Fusion all right there in a pile as Carl Burke trying to hang on for dear life on the high side.
Absolutely, and things starting to shape up back at the front. The 97 of Hollingsworth using a noticeably lower line than Bentley Glazer. He had a really good run, but Bentley able to fend it off. We'll see if things get interesting as we see Patty starting to close back in on Hollingsworth again because of this little shuffle up.
Yeah. Going back to Carl Burke. Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks throw a blanket over him as these guys are throwing haymakers inside, outside, multiple groove racing. This is what it is all about here in Kentucky.
And that is your battle for 10th. Wayne Hutchinson currently in the TRD number 10 has it. Burke wants it back. Here comes Ryan Steele to the inside of Beltrami, wrestling that spot away. Beltrami, little bit of slip up through 3 and 4. He's going to lose 2 of them as Steele gets by him. As here comes Burke to the inside of Hutchinson.
Burke with a good head of steam off the bottom, not able quite to get to the door of the 29 of Wayne Hutchison, still going to run strong out in front of him. But as you alluded to, the 12 of Ryan Steele might be the strongest pack in this truck as he came in and he is still pushing through. Beltrami going to waste no time to try to follow his lead.
Yeah, it looks to me, Tony, as if you don't get your corner entry just right, you're going to rub the right front right off of the goodie, right off that right front tire, and put the right side of your vehicle up against that outside safer barrier. It looks to me tonight here in Kentucky, turn in is you got to hit your marks.
Well, like we would call it on the dirt side of things, and Ben, I'm sure you can attest to this, they basically have to use the slide job line to get the pass made before mid-corner, or else you're screwed. The truck is going to completely stall out as Steele throws to the inside of Hutchinson through 1 and 2. And you can see right there, Hutchinson able to defend on corner exit, drag race into turn number 3.
Yeah, if you miss that line there, it's gonna put you. You're in there on the throttle too long. You're too high. You're gonna wash up, and you're gonna kill your momentum coming off the turn. And if you get out of it too early, you're gonna kill your momentum trying to stay low, where that momentum line can really play in. So you guys are absolutely right. A lot of precision needed here at Kentucky.
Yeah, that's what happened to Wayne Hutchinson. He just went that corner through 3 and 4 way wide, had no front grip, had to back off as that truck got real tight and was headed for the outside wall. And we talk about loose and tight, everyone. Tight is when you're turning the steering wheel, you're telling the truck, I want to go left. And the truck's saying, nah, I think I'm going to keep going straight. You put more turn into that wheel and you say, no, I said turn right. The truck said, no, I think I'm going to go straight. Well, if you do that, hello, outside wall, you hit it with the right front. That's called tight.
Tight is when you hit it with the front end of the truck. Loose is when you hit it with the back end of the truck. Horsepower is how fast you hit the wall. Torque is how far you take the wall with you when you hit it. As right now the battle for fourth, hot and heavy between Jackson Bell and Kyle McCartney, as those two just throwing haymakers at each other. Toyota on Toyota crime right now. It's the battle for fourth, hot and heavy.
Absolutely. We watched this all of last season as Bell I've always thought maybe if he ran the whole schedule that he would have an opportunity to hang out with these guys here in the top. I'm really glad to see him here tonight as Kyle with a good run to the bottom, trying to stick it to the door of the 23 of Jackson Bell. So far, able to do just that. The 23 pulls down in front of him as they get to the flag stand.
Yeah, don't look now, but go to the front of the pack. Bentley Glazer is starting to leg it out a little bit over Jeff Hollingsworth. They had to work around the 777 of Earl McLaughlin again. But these guys, I got to be wondering, Tony, when do you think the first one's going to flinch to come and get fresh rubber? We're working lap 28 at 107.
Well, the first one has already flinched. Is Carl Burke, the first one to call no moss on that right front, as they've already worn all of the goody off the tires. And what I mean by that is there's rubber that once you get it up to temperature, that's as well as that tire is going to perform. That lasts maybe 20-ish laps around this place if you know what you're doing, 20 to 25 laps. If you don't know what you're doing, you can burn it off in as little as 10. As right now, that battle for fourth, just no quarter asked for, no quarter given, drag race to the stripe, give it to Jackson Bell as he and Kyle McCartney just hammer and tongs right now. But we have already seen the first one to call no mas, and that was Carl Burke taking it pit side first.
Yeah, to tell you the honest truth, I'm looking at the deltas on these things. Qualifying times, your leaders were putting down sub 30 or sub 31 laps, qualified at 37:03 for the pole. These guys are now running 32.7s. They are a full 2 seconds off of what they ran on fresh tires in qualifying.
And that just goes to build on, what these fresh tires are going to do. And as we see these really long green runs, things are going to get very interesting. Who took their time on the tires, didn't force the issue. We're going to see those guys come through as we've seen Ryan, Patty, Kyle McCartney, Jackson Bell pushing very hard but able to maintain some tire up until this point. Hollingsworth now able to start to work back towards the bumper of Bentley Glazer, as these things really do become a handful when you start to push those right sides off.
Yeah, absolutely. Is keeping an eye on Carl Burke right now. His first lap out of the pits, a 31.3 as he flashes by the 85 of Scott Kuckus, the world's fastest hippie. That last lap, 31.4 for Burke, so almost 2 full seconds to the good over your leader, Jake Champion, as it looks like Bentley Glazer has gone pit side.
Bentley's still
Bentley Glazer's still on track with Hollingsworth right hot on his heels.
And my timing and scoring sucks. So Glazer, Hollingsworth, Patty, McCartney, Bell, your top 5. Then you got Champion, Gall, Schmier, Schmeier, Ayala Jr., and Ryan Steele rounding out your top 10. As Steele in the 75 going hammer and tongs right now. Steele wants that number 9 slot. Oh, into the wall.
That's what we talked about, a little high on corner entry with worn tires. Too much speed, you're going to carry it on. But Steele makes the inside move on Aiello and looks like he's going to take that spot in full send-it mode.
Absolutely. Took the Larson line, able to get around the 74. Aiello is more contact for Schmeier now into the front stretch wall, allows those 2 cars to get around him. Didn't see what happened. Bob Beltrami now going to make his way into pit road for some more fresh goodies. But big contact for Schmeier in the front stretch. Going to give some damage to the right side of that truck.
Well, now that you're seeing some trucks, they're starting to flinch and head for pit lane as Hollingsworth overhauls Bentley Glazer for the lead. You got to wonder when they're going to start taking it back to when the leaders are going to bring it pit side, because you already start to get into people to head pit road. Strategy starting to play into this thing. We have yet to see the caution working lap 36 of 107.
Ryan Patty bringing it pit side into the Walt number 30. A lot of right side damage on that Chevy Silverado. He's going to have to burn his fast repair early as Hollingsworth really legging it out right now over his teammate. Half a second to the good over Bentley Glazer, but Glazer has a second and a half over your current third place, Kyle McCartney. A lot of damage on the right side of that Toyota Tundra.
Absolutely, and you take a little bit further back look here to Jake Champion, almost 2.5 seconds behind McCartney. So things getting interesting in the long run here right now, as a lot more takers to pit road right on lap 37 and 38. So things going to start to get interesting as we see the strategies and how they're going to come out.
Yeah, Jackson Bell for Mr. Feelgoods and Fresh Tank Go Fast. Ryan Patty already down and away, so green flag pit stops taking place. Let's take this moment to step away. We're going to pay some bills, and we'll be back after these words. Green flag, pit stops, hot and heavy right now. That has handed the lead of the race over to Ryan Steele. He stayed out, currently running 45, now getting ready to turn off lap 46 of this race. 107 laps of scheduled distance. And the effective race lead after green flag pit stops are going to be done is going to go to the 30 of Ryan Patty, getting a huge undercut going down pit road, one of the first ones to do so.
Yeah, Ryan Patty, he's got about a 1.5, 2-second lead over Jackson Bell, who's currently running 6th, but will be effective, second. But I'm looking at Ryan Steele, and I'm wondering if Ryan Steele isn't going to try to go ahead and try to make this a one-stop race.
And I don't think it would be the first time that we've seen him do it, as he's always one of those guys that really likes to push the envelope, not the run-of-the-mill on his idea of what his strategy's going to be here in a race. But talking about strategy, the field getting a little bit more spread out, some guys pushing a little bit harder than others for track position. How will this affect your tire preparation moving forward?
Yeah, absolutely is. I'm looking at the last laps. Ryan Steele just did a 33 flat. Ryan Patty, 31.67. And Fusion is coming in the 11, so that's going to hand over third place to Patty. We still got Ryan Barnes in the 4, and Brian Barnes in the 4, and Ryan Steele in the 12. Both have stayed out, but they are both just hemorrhaging positions, giving trucks their laps back the hard way as 17 flashes by to get one of his laps back. That's Eric Woods. So currently showing 12 trucks on the lead lap.
Yeah, and I'm going to be really interested to see with Ryan Steele. Looks like he's going to try to make this a one-stop race, so he needs to leg this thing out to lap, 54 at least on fuel before he brings it in. And it looks like he's easily going to be able to do that. And I didn't catch how long it was taken from pit entry to pit exit, including your service, but he is going to gain a lot of track position if he does it in a one-stop race to everyone else's too.
And things heating up inside of the top 5 now as well, guys. Jackson Bell, Jeff Hollingsworth able to get around Jackson Bell and has a tailgate full of Bentley Glazer once again. And Ryan Patty out in front. Currently, his last lap a 31.9, Bentley Glazer 31.5, and Hollingsworth a 31.4. So
Ryan Steele brings it pit side.
Yeah, and he's definitely going to hand over the lead of this thing as the pit delta cone to cone. You're looking at least 43.5 seconds, or at least 43 flat, as Bentley Glazer did a 42.5 for his 4 tires and go fast, which was able to wrestle that position away from his teammate. But Ryan Patty was able to get the undercut as Glazer has closed the gap now, and Patty might be in trouble as Glazer filling the rearview mirrors of that DeWalt number 30.
Yeah, and I'm taking a look at Ryan Steele as he exits pit lane. He's going to cycle right into probably 15th, 16th position out on the track. He was looking to see if he could do it in one stop and found the bottom of his fuel tank by the looks of it. I don't think he can do it on one stop unless he's got a caution late race to help him out.
Yeah, absolutely not. As the battle hot and heavy for the lead right now, that's Patty on the high side, Bentley Glazer on the inside as they work through 1 and 2. And here comes Hollingsworth of the United States Coast Guard, number 97, looking in third. Just going ahead, guys, sort this one out between the two of you as Glazer gets a great run off of 2, slide job going into 3.
Yeah.
And remember, Patty came down a couple laps earlier than the rest of these guys, so Hollingsworth and Bentley both have fresher tires most likely going to be able to make easy work of him here over the next couple laps. The 23 of Jackson Bell as well, now having fallen a little bit further back, as we see Brian Barnes, who is a lap down, a little bit quicker on the outside with fresher tires.
Well, the difference between Ryan Patty and the two trucks in front of him now is only 4 laps. So that tells me that Ryan Patty was trying to turn and burn as soon as he went pit side to try to get his lap back the hard way, not thinking about what was going on, as the number 4 of Brian Barnes, only 5 laps on his tires, and you can really see the difference here as Ryan Patty's last lap 32.6 to Ryan Barnes 31.3, as Patty almost gets it all wrong going through 3.
Well, I'm taking a look. We talked about it at the top of the show. The aero package has changed, and the damages model has been changed. So aero is going to be very important, especially like here a track like Kentucky with this multiple grooves. And Ryan Patty has got all sorts of right rear damage on that race truck.
Yeah, absolutely. As Barnes has to take evasive action to avoid running over Jeff Hollingsworth coming off of turn 2. And Hollingsworth gives him plenty of room going through 3. That's going to let him fall back into the clutches of Ryan Patty a little bit, as Glazer just gives way to Barnes, let him get his lap back the hard way. That now puts 19 trucks on the lead lap.
Absolutely. And after these green flag stops, let's take a little bit of a look at the bigger perspective here. McCartney from 10th to 5th overall in this race. That's about where he had been running. He had been moving up. Beltrami from 13th to 6th now. Jeff Schmeier back to 7th. Jake Champion, after starting 2nd, getting a little bit tripped up in lap traffic.
A little bit of contact out on the street. Jake Champion and Kukas getting it together, touching metal, both keeping it pointed forward.
Kukas has the fresher tires of the two, as Champion was one of the first ones to bring it down in the top 10 at the time. So something to be mindful of there, as heavy left side damage on that Budweiser number 15 right now.
Going back to the front of the field, Bentley Glazer has got he's running a little lower line. Hollingsworth is running that conservative line, saving his stuff. Hollingsworth, how many times have we seen this, guys? Just stalks the living daylights out of the vehicle in front, doesn't burn his stuff up, shows immense patience behind the wheel at not trying to force an issue too early, and will make the guy in front of him drive out of the rear view mirror more than he does out of the windshield. That is where he just excels.
Absolutely. He's one of the best that I think I've ever seen do it, especially with the Western States Racing League. Is there's so much talent in this field. We've seen it almost week in and week out between these two, and knowing that one of them might try to take a shot at pit strategy just to get the job done on one another. But so far, it's been a really great race between these two, as Hollingsworth just not letting go of the 87.
Well, the other thing, too, is you got to remember that they are on the same team, and I wouldn't put it past Jeff Hollingsworth to right now be coaching Bentley Glazer as he sits in second place just riding, as we are working lap 61 of 107 as Glazer, your defending series champion. And again, I said it in the pre-race, and I'll say it again, you can definitely tell as Hollingsworth peeks to the inside going through 3, says, "Follow me, kid," as Glazer's driving has vastly improved since he's been able to hook up with Hollingsworth.
Absolutely, and it's you see it. Like, I hate to sound like a broken record, but like I said last year, you can see these guys kind of having some fun with one another right now, as Hollingsworth was able to get a good run on the bottom, and then Bentley now stalking back up on him. And you can tell that these two are having fun out front right now.
Now it's all about Bentley Glazer making Hollingsworth drive out of the rearview mirror more than he does the windshield. And I don't know about you guys, but, you know, when I've been in a battle for position, not necessarily the lead, but in a battle for position, and I got that car behind me is just stalking my rear bumper like crazy, I start paying attention to that rearview mirror, and guess what happens? Mental mistake. I miss my corner in. I miss my turn in, or I miss my braking point, and the next thing you know, I'm washing up tight, giving up in the position, just because of paying more attention to the rearview mirror than I am the windshield.
Well, when you're this early in the race, that's when you just reach over and hit the key that's marked M, as in Michael, or mirror, and turn the damn thing off so you don't see what's going on behind you, and just concentrate on hitting your marks and making them try to get around you. As right now, these two have just stretched out a full second and a half over this battle for third that's starting to really heat up between McCartney and Patty, as McCartney wrestles the spot away. So you got to think Ryan Patty, 30 laps on his tires this time across the stripe, has definitely burned all the goodie off it, and he's just doing nothing backsliding right now, as Jackson Bell is going to be the next one to try to reel him in.
Absolutely, and you got to figure, you know, in his situation, I'd imagine he's looking for these guys, and when they're going to come a second time so that he's right back in there, isn't going to lose a whole lot of track position and be able to, you know, keep his hat in the ring up here inside of the top five. Jackson Bell just a little bit over a half a second behind him. Beltrami quite a ways back in the 14 truck, as things really kind of single filed out back there until you get between Schmeier, Rob Gall, and ALO Jr.
Yeah, those guys are really starting to get hot and heavy, as running nose to tail right now are Gall and Aiello. Schmeier right there as well. So throw a blanket over those three, as I'm sorry, Aiello has slipped back since then. But Schmeier and Gall, they have the 85 of I just lost it. Kukas in tow right now. Sorry about that, Scotty, as the world's fastest hippie trying to get his lap back, but he does have damage on that truck.
It's all going to boil down to, does he have a fast repair in his hip pocket for that next pit stop? At the rate we're clicking laps off here, guys, without cautions, the next pit stop is going to be what we call the money stop. And you got to get into the pit lane as quick as you can without getting a speeding on entry or an unsafe entry. You got to hit your marks, get your service done, and get out. And that's a lot of pressure on its own, knowing it's going to be your last pit stop.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys, you've seen it. Bentley's had the speed to get the job done, but Hollingsworth now has been able to put lap cars between him, the 27 of David Wood, between himself and Bentley Glazer. So, I mean, things going to be interesting. Kyle McCartney now starting to reel in those two slowly but surely, but Patty, as we alluded to earlier, still stuck and not going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Patty may have burned his stuff up a little too soon, as he does have the oldest tires currently on track right now, and definitely the oldest tires in the top five, as the only other person that went in that early is going to be the 14 of Beltrami, who is currently just riding around in the number 6 spot right now. No real pressure in front or back for Beltrami, but that battle for 7th still hot and heavy between Gall and Schmeier, as they're working their way around the lap truck. That is the 527 of Brian Porter.
Yeah, 36 laps left to go in this thing. You got to wonder, when are the leaders going to flinch and bring it pit side?
Yeah, and I mean, another thing.
And there we go.
In
Patty's in. There's your answer, Byron.
First taker.
Kind of had to, too, because, like I said, the oldest tires on track right there. As they.
That's gonna force him kind of to want to come as we see.
Here we go.
Hollingsworth locks him up. McCartney, everybody getting bunched up. Kroomrij on pit road as well. So change of strategy here, at least from what I thought that I was going to see out of Patty. He's going to force the issue.
Well, Patty used that fast repair as well. Damage is repaired on the right side of that number 30 as he heads it out, pit exit. We're going to see where everything cycles out off these last green flag stops. The money stop, as we call it.
Absolutely. As Jackson Bell inherits the lead and immediately is going to relinquish it as he goes pit side in the 23 TRD Toyota Tundra, as it looks like that's going to hand the lead of the race over to the Fujifilm's number 31 of Rob Gall, as he inherits the lead. Still watching this pit stop as come on, quit moving.
Yeah, I had too much shuffling.
That's what I was looking for. Hollingsworth winning that whole battle between Glazer, McCartney, and Patty, as he's got his teammate in tow, and that is going to be your effective race lead, because everybody else is going to have to come down pit side one more time. So this battle that currently rages on for 10th is that's your effective podium right there.
You know, Ryan Steele leaving it out as long as he did on that first pit stop, he would need a caution flag to be able to make it on fuel, but a caution wouldn't be able to help him. He's got super old tires and everyone has cycled through their pit stops. Ryan Steele has got to hope that everyone gets in to pit lane, and that leaves him on the lead lap with them a lap down, having to take their waiver around. So strategy is really playing out on this thing as fuel strategy is coming into play. We haven't seen a caution yet. We're working lap 76 at 107.
Well, that thing is that strategy's not going to work for him, as Hollingsworth and company all were able to stay on the lead lap to your current race leader, Ryan Steele. And the thing is, if he's got to come down pit road again, he's up a creek without a paddle, because they're only 23.5 seconds behind him.
And Patty's right there too. I mean, this is really going to be something to see here that we're walking into the setup for this. Unless we get, I don't even nearly want to say it. It's going to get interesting, boys.
So you can get your hate mail coming now, folks. That's it's Ben Bruno, care of ESPN Towers, Erie, Pennsylvania, P.O. Box OU812.
Yep, that's what. Hey, I didn't say it though. So
No, but you thought it.
I hate to admit it.
As there is a major battle going on right now. Ryan Patty in heavy traffic, trying to maintain that third position. He's got a half a second lead over the 18 of McCartney, and they have the nuclear banana. That is the two of Ron Hollyfield between them. As and there we go. Hollingsworth just wrestled the lead back. Glazer sitting in second, Patty in third, McCartney, Schmeier up into fifth, a full 15 seconds off this battle. And my timing and scoring sucks.
And Jackson Bell, though, he had a really good stop, able to not bleed too much here. He's able to hold on to that sixth spot right now, just eyeing outside, 5 seconds behind Kyle McCartney right now, but he's really been able to run a good race. We'll see how it shapes up for him moving forward.
And Ryan Steele looks like he has made his bed and he's going to lie in it, as he is just hemorrhaging time right now. Almost 2 full seconds off the pace that is second place of Jeff Hollingsworth. Bentley Glazer sitting in second right behind his teammate. Ryan Patty right there within striking distance as well, as they are just reeling in Ryan Steele hand over fist right now.
Do me a favor and look at your timing and scoring and tell me, has Rob Courtney in the 64 machine, has he brought it pit side for his second stop? Okay, because I was going to say, he hasn't made his second stop, and I was looking at the biggest movers of the race, and he is up to 7th position, all the way up from the 21st spot. But Bob Beltrami, I'm going to take a look at him. He is my big mover so far from 13th to 8th, as I'm seeing a big shuffle in the field.
Well, Ryan Steele, your current race leader, started in the number 15 slot. So if he's going to be able to hang on to this one, that is going to be just an amazing move if he can make it actually happen. But the way he is hemorrhaging time right now, I don't think he's going to be able to hang on. But the laps are winding down as we are fast approaching 20 to go. Ryan Steele, Jeff Hollingsworth, Bentley Glazer, Ryan Patty, and Kyle McCartney, your top 5.
Well, doing the math, if he's bleeding 2 seconds a lap to your leader, Jeff Hollingsworth, or your effective leader, we should say, and we've got 20 laps to go, that's 40 seconds. He's only got a 12-second lead over Hollingsworth, so that is going to put him in a big-time deficit, but that's only if he has the fuel to make it to lap 107 without a caution, which I don't think he has.
Absolutely, and that's what we're going to see from the rest of the field as well. Right now is that mental strength to stay off of that gas pedal a little bit longer, not use that brake pedal so much on entry, keep a little bit more momentum, and don't burn those tires off. Can Bentley save something to get around Hollingsworth? Does Patty have what it takes?
Well, we're about to find out as the duo that is Hollingsworth and Glazer have actually legged out a 1.5 seconds over third place, or effective third place, Ryan Patty. As Ryan Steele, I don't think is going to have the, wow, that was close. Ryan Patty, I don't think is going to have the fuel, as Byron alluded to make it the distance, as the 777 of McCulligan almost getting into the 97 of Hollingsworth, coming through the tri-oval, and oh no,
Ryan Patty cannot be happy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, big damage to the right side of the 30.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look at that one. Is coming off a 2, just we preach it time and time again. If you're a slower vehicle, just hold your line. Don't try to change lanes. If you're on the inside lane, stay on the inside lane. They'll work their way around the outside of you. But I'm thinking either drunk or on a game controller, and I'm not sure which.
Well, either way, big-time consequences for the 30 of Ryan Patty. Cannot be happy. Ryan Patty was coming around to make the move on the outside with a full head of steam, and the 777 just got up right in front of him. Patty had nowhere to go.
Yeah, you really got to feel for Ryan Patty right now, as he just continues to hemorrhage positions. McCartney has gotten around him, as he's losing a lot of time right now to the current 6th position of Russ Kilgore in the 28, as
Jackson Bell.
Oh, jeez.
New timing and scoring app to the Trapasso house, please. New timing and scoring app to the Trapasso house.
Yeah. what she said. Anyways,
back to the front of the field, Ryan Steele. Remember, when this all happened, he had like a 30-second lead, but he hasn't been to pit lane yet. He's hemorrhaging time. His lead is down to 7 seconds with 18 laps left to go in this thing.
yeah, it's Hollingsworth and Glazer just cranking them off right now as they've got Ron Hollyfield as a buffer, as well as it looks like Paul Crumry behind Hollyfield. So they've got those two guys as a buffer all the way back to what will be your effective third place, if he can get up there, of Ryan McCartney, as Ryan Steele continues to show the way, but what was a 13-second gap now down inside of 7 seconds.
Now take a look at this, Tony. Jeff Hollingsworth, last lap, a 32.269. Ryan Steele, last lap, 32.823. Tires are leveling out on this thing. Hollingsworth and Glazer are not catching Steele at the rate they were earlier. And now it's going to boil down to, does Steele have enough go-fast left in the tank to get him to the finish?
Yeah.
And it will not be any man's race quite yet, as you guys are saying. You know, can Steele make it? I mean, a little bit less fall off still, just a little bit slower than these two coming behind him. Last lap for Steele, a 32.9. Last lap for Hollingsworth, a 32.3. So gonna slowly work him in lap by lap, but can he get it done on lap 93 of 107?
Well, that lap he only gave up. That was the first lap that he's given up less than a second to this tandem that is Hollingsworth and Glazer. And here's the thing to keep in mind. Currently, Ryan Steele, 43 laps on this tank to go fast. Hollingsworth and Glazer, 21 laps on their current tank. We know
Hollingsworth and Glazer can make it. Steele?
Right.
Question mark.
We know that they can make it. Steele, we saw him run out on 51 laps when he took his one and only current pit stop. And that was a full half a second to the good for Hollingsworth over Steele. So with 5 seconds being the deficit, and we are fast approaching 10 to go, it's going to be an uphill battle for Hollingsworth to try to catch Steele if he doesn't run out of fuel.
Yeah, well, the 777 of McColligan is going to figure into this thing again. As Steele got around him, Hollingsworth's coming up on him.
And that's, you know, it's things like you're saying, gonna get interesting. These lap cars now coming into the picture, but still all Ryan Steele, Hollingsworth, about a half a second better each lap so far, the last 3 laps by, but Bentley Glazer's still almost a second back. McCartney now gonna have the most recent gaggle of lap cars in front of him, the 777 and the Pennzoil truck of Holyfield as well. So see what plays out and if McCartney can get around these guys cleanly.
As the 67 flashes by to get one of his laps back the hard way, Ryan Steele, the lead now down to 4 seconds flat as we are 10 laps to go. And that was...
Now I'm starting to get up on the edge of my seat wondering, does he have the fuel in the tank? Did he pit early to throw people off on the fuel mileage? I don't know.
Well, that's a good possibility. He's currently 47 laps on that tank of Go Fast. If he can hang on, this is going to be nothing short of miraculous at the fact that he just hemorrhaged 0.4 of a second to Jeff Hollingsworth the previous lap. This lap, it looks like the exact same. That was 0.2. So Hollingsworth looks like he may have had a little bit more trouble with the lap traffic as he can see Ryan Steele now. He's within sight line of the 12, and Hollingsworth knows it's go time. If you're going to go, now is the time, as Steele racing for his life right now to try to hang on.
Well, think about it. Here we go. Does Steele have the fuel to make it? Does Hollingsworth have the tires to catch him? We don't know.
Absolutely, and we're going to find out here as the 97 of Hollingsworth easily able to get around Brian Border, I believe it is, in the 527 there. So he's going to try to make his
Ryan
last
Steele
push.
just answered my question. He does not have the fuel to make it. Brings it pit side.
And you can hear it in that engine. He is completely out of gas. That thing is spitting and sputtering as he hauls it down pit road. That is a heartbreak as Hollingsworth inherits the lead, and there is a gaggle behind him. That is Bentley Glazer and Kyle McCartney within striking distance of each other, but they've got the two lap trucks between the two of them as looks like Hollyfield and the rookie of Brian Border, as the 18 going to have to do it the hard way as Border gets around Hollyfield as the 18 throws it up to the high side. So this is your race for second place, as they're almost a full second behind your race leader, Jeff Hollingsworth, as we are closing in on 5 to go.
Closing in on 5 to go, and what a battle, as we're going to see the 18 of Kyle McCartney. Did he save enough early on in this long run to catch up to Bentley Glazer? And if he can get to Glazer, does he have something for Hollingsworth? As this far, it looks like he might just have something for these two.
Well, the three of them came down pit road at the exact same moment. As a matter of fact, all three of them giving puffs of smoke, trying to get onto pit road at speed. 17 seconds to the good over fourth place Jeff Schmeier right now, as Hollingsworth putting on a clinic, showing exactly why we've been praising him all night long, as we are now 4 to go. Hollingsworth, Glazer, and McCartney. McCartney just stalking Glazer right now. The question is, did Glazer save enough tire to defend against McCartney?
I don't know, because McCartney has really closed down that distance to the back bumper of the 87 of Bentley Glazer, and it looks like that he might have a little something for him.
It was 0.2 to the good on that last lap. Glazer went a 32.7 to McCartney's 32.5. Wow. 18 heads up.
3 wide into turn 1 and 2, and Ryan Steele coming through.
Steele was coming through whether they wanted him to or not, looking to get his lap back. Hollingsworth, McCartney, Glazer, as the laps are winding down, and caution!
Green-white checker's going to happen, but I think we lost our broadcaster, Sam.
Crap. And Ben. No, we lost Ben.
I'm bugged. I'm bugged.
Dennis Fusion in the 11 having all sorts of problems coming off of turn 2 and just tags the inside safer barrier. Looked like he caught the apron. No, just not sure what happened there.
All right, what do you do? What do you do
Caution.
if you are Hollingsworth and McCartney and Glazer? You got a green-white checker coming. Are you coming to the pits? Because if you're coming pit side, Ryan Steele is on the lead lap.
And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier, Byron, when, I was saying if we get this late race caution after all this, everybody's going to have some tires left. So then things are really going to go up to the next level. So we're going to
Yeah, and
find out.
here they come. The leaders are coming down pit lane.
I
For a
can't
new race.
blame them. You're definitely going to have to put tires on. Fuel shouldn't be an issue, as they are going to get 3 shots at a green-white checker here. But Hollingsworth in his pit stall. Right sides are up. Same for Glazer. As left sides are up for Hollingsworth and for Glazer.
Hollingsworth's going to win that drag race
No,
off the
he's
pit road.
not.
No. McCartney.
By a nose. If he didn't get popped for speeding.
And
And he did.
wow.
That's going to be a heartbreak for the 18 and Kyle McCartney.
Absolutely.
50 miles an hour at the cone for McCartney. Say again. Ben?
And tough break. As it's getting
Ladies
interesting.
and gentlemen, we're going to have a problem here because the production truck has had an oops trying to get back into the session. So bear with us here for a moment.
He's back in. He's loading in now. As soon as he gets in, video will be back. As we cross the start-finish line, as they're lining them up, it looks like Earl Weaver is going to get the lucky dog. Ryan Steele is going to be your race leader.
Absolutely. Ryan Steele with that extended pit strategy going to end up working out well for him in the end. After gridding 15th, he's going to have the green-white checkered from the outside of the 46 of Earl Weaver. Kyle McCartney, 3rd. Jeff Hollingsworth, 4th. Bentley Glazer in 5th. Ryan Patty, Rob Gall, 7th, 8th. Jackson Bell, Bob Beltrami, rounding out the top 10, Schmeier. It's going to be a shootout. Who's going to get it?
I think 46 Earl Weaver's taking a wave around. By my timing and scoring, he
stayed out.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did stay out. Earl Weaver is going to be the race leader. Ryan Steele's going to start to his outside elbow. Kyle McCartney, I don't think he got a penalty. He has not dropped back. He is still being scored 3rd position.
And that's going to be weird because I looked at the replay of the drag race between he and Hollingsworth coming off pit road. He was doing 50 miles an hour by the time he hit the cone. And the pit road speed limit here is only 45. So look for McCartney to possibly have to fall to the tail end of the longest line. But keep in mind, folks, the way that these work, the way that this is going to work is they're going to give them the green. If the leader takes the white flag, race over. If the leader has not crossed the start-finish line to take the white flag, though, and somebody has an oops, we rack them, stack them, and do it again. They're going to give them 3 shots at this. As there go the wave around trucks of everybody that stayed out in front of the leader. Earl Weaver going to have the button in the Dreamweaver number 46.
If Earl Weaver can hang on to this for the race win, that is...
Go, can Kyle McCartney hang on? Glazer working the high side as here comes Hollingsworth to the inside of Patty for 3rd.
McCartney doing his damnedest to go ahead and defend that position. Bentley Glazer getting a heck of a run on the outside. I don't think he has the momentum to carry him to the start-finish line as McCartney slides up in front of him. McCartney crosses the checkered line first. Bentley Glazer comes home second. Jeff Hollingsworth, your third-place finisher on the podium tonight.
Nothing short of a miraculous rebound, though, for Ryan Patty in the 30. There was a lot of right side damage on that DeWalt number 30. So for him to be able to rebound for third, great drive for the driver of the 30.
And maybe it's tough because I can put them all in 1 year between last season and this season, but wow, what a finish to that one. The opener, an absolute thriller. Is Kyle McCartney going to see the win? Bentley Glazer second. Hollingsworth third. Ryan Patty fourth. Rob Gall rounding out the top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely stacked the field up there at the tail end of this piece as Kyle McCartney just burning them down right now. Going through the tri-oval as trucks just cranking through, still at speed for some odd reason. As great win by McCartney, well-earned victory. We're waiting for them to join us here in the Discord server as we're going to try to get them relatively soon here. But guys, I mean that caution really changed things up. As Jeff Hollingsworth, you got the feel for the guy because he had the race won. He was almost a full second to the good as Glazer and McCartney were throwing haymakers at each other for second place. And then the caution comes out when the 11 stuffs it into the backstretch wall as we've got a demolition derby on the front stretch.
How many times have we said it, Tony? How many times have we said it? You cannot go and count your money. You can't, set that up. The great equalizer, the caution flag can come at any time, re-rack them, stack them, and pack them, and change the whole outcome of a race.
Well, if it wasn't for the fact that I know Jeff Hollingsworth is an animal lover, I would say that he would probably be going to look for puppies to start kicking right now. But I mean, that's just it's such a frustrating thing. But let's think about this. They just did 112 laps with only one caution.
Absolutely, and it's like Byron said, it's without something like that like I said right when it happened too. I mean, it's a brand new race right there in that moment. So, unfortunately, sometimes that's racing, and it was a heck of a race from front to back, the entirety of the race without a doubt.
Well, the man that basically stole the victory on the drag race coming off of pit road for the money stop, Kyle McCartney, congratulations on winning the season 45 season opener here at Kentucky tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. That definitely stole that one for sure. So I feel bad for Jeff. He should have really won that race. I don't know what happened to cause that last caution, but other than that, it was good. It was a good run. It was a lot of fun trying to save tires and catch those guys because I did not have the top speed at the start. So,
well, to be straight with you, we were kind of sweating bullets when you guys were coming off of pit road because you were right there on the cusp of possibly getting pumped for speeding, but were able to keep it down. Talk us through that battle though you were having with Bentley Glazer for second until the caution came out.
Yeah, so that was it was really hard because I was dropping back 2 to 3 seconds and just saving the tires, and I was getting nervous that they'd get too far out, and then all of a sudden they start falling back to me. And then when I started catching Bentley, I was like, if I can get by him, I'll be cool with the second. And then the caution came out right after I got by. So I actually was hoping that'd go green the entire way.
We were noticing that there was about a 2-second fall off between fresh Goodyear Eagles and the whooped Goodyear Eagles. How much did that change the way that you attack the track?
Oh, quite a bit. Actually, I would say the first 10 laps, I had to take it easy. And Jeff and Bentley, they'd probably get a good 3 4-second lead, and then after that, I'd start reeling them in about a tenth or two at a time. So had to be patient, but I was definitely nervous at the same time that they were getting too far out.
All right. Well, Kyle, again, congratulations on winning the season 45 opener here at Kentucky. Is there anybody you want to thank before we let you go celebrate with your team?
Yeah, I want to thank ESPN and all the broadcasters. You guys do an amazing job, and we're glad to have you on board. If you haven't subscribed to them on YouTube, make sure you do it. Thank you, Bob Beltrami, for running the WSRL League. He does a great job, and since how we're here for 45 seasons, that's just absolutely amazing. And lastly, I'd like to thank my wife. She's upstairs watching, so hi, honey.
Again, Kyle, congratulations. Now go kiss the trophy girl that's upstairs, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right, so that was our race winner, Kyle McCartney. And Ben, I believe you are with second place Bentley Glazer right now.
Bentley, another really great run here for you. A great start off to the season. Not exactly what you wanted to hope for without getting the win there in the long run. Tell us a little bit how your night went.
It was a decent night. I was okay on speed. I was good on the short run. The setup was kind of tight. That's how I felt about it, and I just kind of burned my right front up all night. So Jeff was flying, Kyle was flying. I was hoping we'd go green all the way to the end, but we had that last caution. So I'm just happy to be up top three.
For certain, and it almost looked like for certain that you and Jeff might run away with this race. And how did the really long green runs really come into play after getting a late race caution? What's going through your head in that late race caution?
Just hoping, you don't wreck. Like you had a good night, clean racing all night, and then you wreck right at the end. That always stinks.
Well, to open a night for the 45th season with the Western States Racing League, can't complain coming home with a second. Who do you want to thank to getting a good start to the year?
Thanks to all my teammates at OGR, and thanks to Jeff. He's a really good teammate, and he ran really good tonight. Unfortunately, didn't win, but he was close.
Well, we look forward to seeing you next week, Bentley, and congratulations on your second place finish.
Thank you very much.
So that was defending series champion and second place finisher tonight, Bentley Glazer. And Byron, I believe you have an absolutely gutted Jeff Hollingsworth joining you now.
Oh, man, I don't have an absolutely gutted Jeff Hollingsworth. I have a Jeff Hollingsworth who officially now hates the color yellow. Jeff, dude, you had the race in hand, and then that damn flag comes out and hits you square in the face. Oh, man, tell me about your night.
I wasn't happy, but it is what it is, man. A race on. It's the first race of the season, so we'll take a podium. We know what was up, before the yellow come out. And I got beat off the pit lane by Kyle, and he didn't get held up like I did at the start. So good job on him. And of course, Bentley had a great race, and we had fun. It was most of the race was green flag. You can't ask for better than that, man.
Yeah, I've watched, I haven't broadcast this league, but I watched this league when you guys raced last season. And I noticed that Bentley Glazer is now a teammate of yours. And I have sat underneath your learning tree personally and improved my racecraft. And it looks like, he's almost ready to snatch the coin out of your hand, grasshopper style, if you know what I'm saying. He's learned an awful lot. You guys had a heck of a battle through that whole race. You made the late race move on him. Was that by plan, or you guys just get to a certain point and say, okay, all bets are off, let's go?
We always will race each other but he and I both, as far as like racecraft, if, he said, I burn up my stuff when I'm out. You're better on this long run than I am. So go ahead and go. And, anytime you can get past the 87, it's a big deal. But yeah, me and Bentley have raced together for years. He was off for a while, came back, and he's he's part of the old guys. He's the youngest old guy there is. He's not even. I think he's in his early 30s. So, anyways,
Well, we'll talk to him when he gets on this side of 50.
yeah, right. Yeah, good race, a lot of fun, and yeah, I mean, I was pissed, I ain't gonna lie, when that yellow come out. I wasn't super happy, of course, but I mean, that's racing, man. You got to go with it. I'm just thankful that my teammates all got in here and raced. We only missing one guy, and he couldn't make it because of family. I'm thankful that my internet connection didn't go out like it usually does, so we're good, man.
Yeah, well, I was glad to see you out there, man. I was glad to call the race. I thought I was going to call you for the win, but you come home in the third spot. Anyone you want to shout out to before we let you go celebrate with the team?
Yeah, first I want to shout out to Bob that runs this league. He's been doing it for a long time, and he's top notch, and he keeps it going. And we have a lot of fun. We race here on Tuesdays and Fridays, and shout out to him. Shout out to my teammates. Let's see, Charlie, Jake, Ron, and Bentley, and a couple of guys that weren't in there. Fred was watching us and everything, and telling us what was up. So, and Tim and a couple other guys that didn't make it have been racing with us too. So, and shout out to my wife. She's not feeling well. She lets me do my race thing, and she's awesome. I love her. And the U.S. Coast Guard, God bless America. Happy late 4th, by the way.
Yep, happy. Well, as Sam Cooper Bennett keeps telling me, happy Traders Day, and I tell him, well, you know what? Here we go. Hey, Jeff, congratulations on the podium finish. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. You guys too. I appreciate it. Y'all take care. Have a good, safe rest of your week.
That's your third place finisher, everyone. On the podium, Mr. Jeff Hollingsworth.
All right, so gentlemen, let's recap what we saw tonight. Tire wear, as expected here at Kentucky, this D-shaped demon of the Midwest, or of the mid-south, anyways. This track is notorious for eating the tires up, and we were kind of thinking that Earl Weaver was going to be a sitting duck, and he was able to salvage a lead lap finish, but went from the penthouse to the outhouse on the lead lap, dropping all the way to 19th with 33 lap old tires on that restart. I'm really impressed with this season opener. The fact that we just did 112 laps and only had one single caution.
Well, that goes to the talent that's on this, on the track in this league. These guys have been racing around each other for God knows how long, since 1999, in various different platforms. Found a home here in iRacing. 45 seasons that they've been out there slugging it out, and they know how to get it done, and they know how to put a good show on. And my hat's off to them. And I want to tell this league, thank you. You guys are the reason I broadcast. You guys make my job fun and enjoyable.
Ben?
Absolutely. And it's one of my favorite places to watch racing. It's my favorite kind of racing because it really brings out, it's one thing to dial up a lot of speed in your truck. It's another thing to know how to use that speed throughout the course of the race, especially in what we got here tonight in Long Green Run. So couldn't be more ecstatic for opening the season like this. And somebody help me out. Where are we going for round number 2 here next week?
That's an excellent question, and we don't have an answer to it yet.
But at any
answer
rate,
is forthcoming.
Always look forward to the upcoming week with these guys. I've always talked about it. Points battle is going to be tighter than ever. So Texas next week, that is hands down my number one favorite place to watch a race. So we're going to have a lot of fun next week in Texas.
Well, we go from a track where you're going to cheese grater the right front to a track where you're going to cheese grater the right rear. Texas, known to be a very loose track, especially coming through 3 and 4. So again, tire management going to be key at another mile and a half to set the second week of the season.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing another large field out there. And it's going to be a real challenge with that, right rear suspension unloading, cheese gratering that right rear. Like you said, snap, see you bye will be the story that we're going to be telling at Texas next week.
Absolutely. As let's take a quick look at the rest of the week here on the ESPN family of broadcasts. Tomorrow night is going to be the Endurance for Amateurs, I believe round 3. That's going to be Frank Marchese and myself in the booth for that one. And then Thursday night, we have the TNT Truck Series brought to you by TickleZombie.com. That is going to be round number 6 of the season. That's going to be round number 6 of the season, and we have already seen 5 different winners in 5 different tracks at 5 different races, and every time those guys hit the track, it is always an amazing finish. They have yet to not put on an amazing race with that series. So that'll be Frank and I in the booth again for that one. And then I believe we are off until Sunday. So, and that's going to be the Medieval Racing League on Sunday night. And that should be Frank and either Byron or myself in the booth for that one. So, sorry.
Or Sam.
Or Sam Cooper Bennett, provided he's feeling better. And hats off to Sam to be in the production truck tonight, bringing you the great pictures that we saw all night long. And Sam had...
It really wasn't Sam, because he was hitting a lag issue in the production truck, and that was an iRacing issue, because at the time that he was saying, "Hey guys, I'm having problems," guess what? It hit Ben Bruno, it dumped him out, and I almost got dumped out. Mine lagged really bad, so I am thinking that iRacing is getting ready for another update.
Absolutely, and it's getting near that time. But let's take a quick look at the finishing order, and we're going to get the heck out of here for the night. Kyle McCartney stealing the win with the battle off pit road, able to get the restart of his life to come home with the season opening victory. Defending series champion Bentley Glazer coming home in second place. An absolute gutted Jeff Hollingsworth after having a second to the good when the caution came out, coming home in third. Ryan Patty, after having troubles early on, able to rebound for fourth. Rob Gall in fifth. Ryan Steele in sixth. Bob Beltrami able to hang on for seventh. Jackson Bell in eighth. Jeff Schmeier in ninth. Mike Aiello Jr. in 10th. And Jake Champion coming home in 11th. Byron?
Brian Barnes coming home in the 12th position. Wayne Hutchinson able to come home 13th. Carl Burke 14th, followed by Mark Redker in the 15th spot. David Wood, he brings it home in the 16th position. Ron Hollyfield in the number 2 Nuclear Banana, he gets a 17th place finish. Eric Woods brings it home 18th, and rounding out the last car on the lead lap on the restart, he started in the front, but he wound up heading from the, like Tony said, penthouse to the outhouse. Earl Weaver, 19th position. Ben?
The 28 of Russ Kilgore, a lap down in 20th. Charles Wood, 21st. Paul Kroom Ryan, the 8, 22nd. Keith Kelman, 23rd. Paul Hoffman in the 3, 24th. Dustin Burns, 25th. Rob Courtney, 26th. Brian Border in his first appearance, to my knowledge, with the Western States Racing League, 27th. Barry Phil, 28th. Dennis Poussin, 29th. David Weaver, 30th. God Kukas, 31st. Earl McCulligan, 32nd. And Jerry Sterner did not start the race.
So that is going to do it for us here in Kentucky. We will see you tomorrow night for the Endurance for Amateur Series as they go into their next round of competition. So for Ben Bruno and Byron Rodney and Sam Cooper Bennett up in the production truck, this is Tony Trapasso reminding you folks, as you walk down the road of life, don't play in traffic.